Hi everyone, you got Frankenfoot here, taking on some more war bases here. Unfortunately, I don't have my king, and if you look at this, this is a pretty darn max, even walls are max, heroes are approaching max Town Hall 9. So you might be thinking to yourself, why Frankenfoot? Why, you have no king, shouldn't you go down a little bit? And I say, well, unfortunately, this is about all I had to do. We got really kind of hosed up on the war match here. We have max Town Hall 9s about as far as the eye can see. So I did go down. I usually go down 2 or 3 numbers for my own, and that's what this is. This is, I'm 8, he's 12. I went down 4, actually. Or, I mean, it depends on how you count. But anyway, so I did go down. And my plan here was I took a look, and you can do a lot of funneling with some minions. So I threw some minions down up here, and I also threw a minion down here. And my goal was to knock out enough of these buildings here that when I drop HPHB, they're going to go in this way here. Now, in order to make sure that my baby dragon moved in this direction, I dropped 2 minions here to take this guy out. And I very carefully said minion number 1 here. And then when no giant bombs or no air bombs popped up, I'd put another one there. And then I'd carefully put more minions here in the order of the priority. I need these things taken out. So this thing's got to go, like if this thing had to go. Don't care a whole lot if that one goes, but it would help me. So that way if an air bomb pops up, I've got a backup, right? So that way I know for sure this one's gone. Then once all that goes, funnel whichever way I need. If I need my P.E.K.K.A.s to move in this direction, then I'll drop 3 of them here with healers behind them, or vice versa. But I want to try to come in the middle, let the P.E.K.K.A.s beat up on this wall for a while, and then once they're in there, drop a rage. A lot of high hit point buildings here, and that'll help move things in to take out that ARD as well. Then the P.E.K.K.A.s are going to want to move in through here. They'll take out the queen in this Expo. But here's one tricky thing about this base I didn't take into account. Look how this guy's got his Expo laid out. So the queen and the bowlers are going to come and stand up right against this wall and start taking these things out. And they're just going to be prime pickings for that Expo, just barely in the range of it. I did not consider that when I planned this attack. I didn't even think to consider that. But they will have no tanking, and they will be taken out by that guy right there. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. Now, the reason I'm going HPHB is because this is a big spread base, and HPHB generally works well on big spread bases. And considering I didn't have my king, it worked quite well. So it's actually a good thing that I had my king down, because now when I don't 3-star this base, I can always say, like, oh, well, if I had my king, I could have 3-starred it, which may or may not have been the case, probably not. But as the things are moving in here, you've got these smattering of defenses here. So I've got a giant and some wizards as a backup plan in case my funnel fails. But in the event that it doesn't fail, I plan to drop a giant around here and tank and send maybe 3 hogs in to start clearing out some of these defenses here, just because they're going to be a pain in the butt later in the raid. If these things are still here, things will move over here in this direction. So there was one thing I didn't consider when I thought about the pathing. If I'm starting my attack in this direction and things are going to move in this direction, eventually my hogs are probably going to come in around here. Things are going to move in around here. You have got a wizard tower farm here, which you don't see much of. But I thought that was actually kind of a plus, because now I know for sure where I'm going to be using my heal or heal spells. I thought maybe I could get away with 1, but I ended up using 2. And that was sort of the end of it. Because the other thing I didn't consider is that my hogs are going to end their attack right here. Right here on Mr. Kingy. So my hogs are going to spend a lot of time there because you got a high hit point building here. So even if you drop a heal, they're going to take a lot of point damage, and they're just not going to last. And they don't attack that king until they've wiped every darn else thing out. So it might have made more sense to start the hog part of it from over here and work around and meet up with the kill squad instead of start with the kill squad and meet in the other direction. I don't know. Clash of Clans doesn't have do-overs. So that sucks. But yeah, that was a weakness in this attack. Anything else worth noting? I think that's about it. It looks like this guy's intent was to have you end up inadvertently walking down in this channel here, which is appealing because there's the town hall there, but that would be certain death for anything that goes in there. You've got point defenses all the way around, and just to make things even more torturous, he's thrown this bomb tower in here, so it'll take splash damage if you send a mass army in there. So that was not the way to go, and in fact I took great lengths to make sure nothing did go in there. I mean, instead they picked them off as they ran through here. But anyway, so that's the plan. We'll see how things go. How do they work out? So there come the 2 minions here. 1 minion, 2 minion, 3 minion, 4. I'm just kidding, there's no 4th. That's all 5. So they do their good job. They're getting their funnel down. I've got the sort of dark blue minions here, and then the baby dragon comes down to help moving things here. Oh, I forgot. As soon as that baby dragon was tanking for this archer tower, I was going to drop a wizard here because I desperately wanted to avoid P.E.K.K.A.s going into here. So I'm really working on getting that funnel to move things in the direction that I want. And that wizard was a little bit of insurance. He was tanked from this archer tower, was not tanked for that mortar, but he's not going to hang around long enough. The mortar's not going to be able to get enough shots off to take out a wizard. So 1 wizard doing some work for me there. Out come the P.E.K.K.A.s, letting them move in this direction, so they sort of come in at the edge as best as they can. They're going to beat up on this wall for a while. Now, with the healers, these P.E.K.K.A.s can take one heck of a beating for a while. And then once they're in, drop the queen and the bowlers. Down comes a rage. Where's the rage? I've decided I need to do a better job putting my rage on the healers themselves. So you got dragon and balloons coming out of the clan castle. Double poison down to take them out. With the queen they will fall, but here's where things went sour. You see how this Expo is slowly picking off my boulders. They're standing over here firing at that town hall, keeping the P.E.K.K.A.s alive. The healers are keeping the P.E.K.K.A.s alive, but those bowlers are just slowly getting picked off. So I lost all my bowlers. I went ahead and dropped some hogs in here. And here's where I will always wonder, should I have been more patient at this point? My P.E.K.K.A.s moved into here. Oh, I did not drop a giant up there. I dropped him down here. He didn't do a darn thing. And so I guess I shouldn't have been more patient because my P.E.K.K.A.s are starting to get wiped out. So I dropped my hogs over here. I'm going to drop my first heal probably in this area. That'll do 2 things. A, it'll help get that P.E.K.K.A. back up, and the hogs and the P.E.K.K.A. can share a spell for a while. And B, it'll keep them at high health as they're running through this wizard tower farm. Now they split up. That was not ideal. Because then they didn't work through the wizard tower farm fast enough, and I had to drop my second heal there. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as I get done with that wizard tower farm, they hit giant bombs here, 2 giant bombs. So they just got no health left to knock anything out. Yeah. So at this point I got a couple wizards and a P.E.K.K.A. and a giant left. Not enough to take it out. So that's unfortunate. Perhaps better deployment of the hogs and recognizing this Expo here was going to be such a problem would have helped out on that one. Anyway, that's it for that one. We'll move on to attack number 2, which was horrendous. Did not go well whatsoever.